In this video, I'm going to show you how to downgrade from Windows 11 to Windows 10 and do a fresh OS install. Let's get started. First, before we begin the fresh install, make sure everything on your computer that you want is backed up and moved to another hard drive of such, because this will wipe everything on this computer. Once you're done with that, then you go to this screen as you see here and begin the Windows 11 reset. Just go ahead and do that. Now that Windows 11 has begun the factory reset, we're going to wait for this to finish. And then we are going to begin the Windows 10 install. To do this, make sure you create a Windows 10 media tool using the Microsoft website, and then insert it into the computer, and then hit escape when you boot up, and then boot into the Windows 10 media tool that you created. As you see here, we're in the BIOS boot menu. We're going to go to boot from a device, and then select the device that you installed Windows 10 on, and then have it boot from there. It is highly recommended if you have the manufacturer install to get that, because it does include the drivers. This is what we're using for this computer. If you don't have the drivers, then you're going to have to fetch them manually. This is important because if you don't have the drivers, then you won't be able to use, for say, the Wi-Fi card or any of that. So make sure you have the drivers before you begin this process. But as you see, we're going to go ahead and select wipe this drive, remove everything. It's going to process and ask you once again, sure you want to remove everything. You're going to click yes. Okay, now the Windows 10 install is underway. Let's go ahead and let this finish, and then we will come back when it's done. Okay, Windows 10 has been installed. As you see, this is the setup screen. So go ahead and complete all the setup processes. We're going to skip this part because it does contain sensitive information like account names and passwords and such. So go ahead and set this up, and we'll see you at the desktop. Okay, the setup is now complete. We're waiting for the computer to process and complete the setup and go to the desktop. So we'll go ahead and wait for that. In the meantime, as I mentioned before, make sure you have all your drivers ready. Luckily, in our case, we had a manufacturer reset, so it came with all the drivers. But if you don't have the drivers, it's going to be really difficult to, let's say, connect to the internet and update Windows. So make sure you have all the drivers beforehand. So once we get to the desktop, we are going to show you how to update Windows and fetch all the drivers and Windows updates, and that will basically be the end of the setup. So let's go ahead and wait for this to finish, and we'll get started on that process. Okay, we are now at the desktop. So we are going to go to networks and connect to a network and begin updating Windows to the latest version and getting all the drivers needed for this computer to run normally. So let's go ahead and initiate that. Alright, as you see, we're going to connect to the network. Like I said, if you don't have your drivers installed, this will not populate. So make sure all your drivers are installed for your Wi-Fi card and such, or this won't happen. You can even use an Ethernet cord to bypass that, but make sure your drivers are installed so you can connect to a network. And then go to settings, system update. And Windows Update will fetch all the drivers and software updates you need. And once you complete all that, you will be up and running on Windows 10. Alright, we're in the update process. This does take quite some time, so make sure you come back and hit check for update whenever you restart. There are multiple phases, and make sure you get them all. So constantly check back and update your computer to the latest. Once you're done, you'll see this screen, and that concludes this video. Everything's up to date. Windows 10 is fully installed. If you have any questions, please comment below and I'll do my best to answer. Please like and subscribe as it really helps me out. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.